Hello everybody, so here we finally are. I've had a bit of a series of unfortunate events. Um, so first of all, I broke 2 weeks ago. I broke my back, and then right after I got better, I somehow managed to catch a flu, and yeah. So, and I was right, literally moments before I had finished a demo, I broke my back, and I was just coming back from a break, and yeah. I had just literally one little technical hiccup to fix, but well, here we are now. 2 weeks later than I thought. But still going strong. Still going strong. The development's still going strong, as you can see. So this is just a short little demo. So eventually, as you can see, there's not a lot going on here. It's just close, which closes the application, and debug, which is obviously not going to be in the final build. Eventually, I plan on doing it like I've seen that in old Sierra games on the Macintosh when he ported them to the Macintosh. They had like these file menus, these context menus over there. And they weren't really context menus because they didn't really change. But they had like these menus with nouns and inventories and special actions. And eventually I want to do that. I haven't yet checked the event loop to implement that fully. Obviously I don't want to implement something that's faulty or promise something that's faulty. But that's where we're heading. So the PC version will probably most likely have this kind of menu up there, and then as you can see the flickering here a bit, that's the scanline effect. That will also be that will also be an option to disable this on top. So there's going to be a lot of menus on there, and maybe even a help system, because I've seen, if you've seen my walkthrough of Monkey Island, Return to Monkey Island, you will have noticed that they have like a help system that I haven't used during my playthrough, and I'm still not completely done with that game. But yeah, apparently that's kind of the new shtick to kind of have a help menu system. Well, my game is quite a bit more complicated than Return to Monkey Island. There's gonna be multiple endings. There's gonna be ways to die for real, like in a Sierra game or like an Infocom game. So there's probably gonna be a help menu of some sort. Yeah, the background image, this is modern programmer art. Like back then programmers would use rectangles and stuff. Now we have AI, so I did some. This is just for the interpreter. Obviously there's the final background image is gonna be different. And people might even have a choice of implementing the background image themselves. Maybe they could. There's a lot that could be done on it. It's a bit playful. There's like we could have different wallpapers depending on the time of day, but that's really just a technical aspect. But I think I pretty much think that this will open the space to more user-friendly GUIs, and eventually full-blown point-and-click adventure games could be enabled with this engine. It wouldn't be the first engine, for those not in the know, but for those who know Simon the Sorcerer. Simon the Sorcerer was originally designed in a text adventure engine, and a MUD engine that was made for text adventure, for online text adventure games, multi-user dungeons, and they added graphics. They added a graphical inventory system first. They had like a little first-person series of horror games, and then eventually Simon the Sorcerer emerged, and it's still based on that sort of text adventure engine with a database in the background. We could do that as well, and then since naturally all of it will be open source, others may give it a crack and deliver more great content with this kind of engine for both modern and retro systems. I mean, that's the beauty of the system, that we have an engine that works on retro systems, on 8-bit system, on 16-bit systems, but also on modern 32 and 64-bit systems, on computers, on Windows computers, Mac OS computers, Linux, eventually my own operating system, which I'm also working on every now and then, so it's seen a lot of development there. I'm working on my own little Chrome OS clone. And yeah, Chrome OS could also be a target, of course. Although I haven't really checked if I can deliver this game on Chrome OS. So yeah, we could have like a little scum-like interface in there with verbs, inventory items, pretty much the whole deal. But anyhow, let's dive into the demo. So as I said, this is pretty much programmer art, and the audio you will hear is obviously also programmer art, because I took some stock sounds and some familiar sounds from a very famous video game series, what you will see right away. Okay, let's make this a bit bigger. So here we are. After a long, brisk, and sweat-inducing walk through the airport, you make it to your seat. Further ahead, you witness a commotion. A disheveled older gentleman is seemingly screaming racially charged expletives. I wonder if he's wearing a sort of burger restaurant crown there. While a young woman next to him keeps exclaiming, "That mother... DAAD is not real." Visible exits, none. And there's a set of headphones in front of you. So yeah, typical sound effects. The audio system is not yet perfect, of course. Eventually, I will have that idea, which I had for a while, of having a sort of iMuse system where you can, where you have the ability, the developer has the ability to time, seek, and crossfade different parts of music. That would be spectacular, to be honest. And I mean, so far we have the ability to play back MP3s, OGG files, and we also have Pro Tracker compatibility so far. That's something I've worked on. It's not perfect yet, but we'll hear it in a couple of moments. The plan is pretty much to have some form of audio in at least all the 16-bit systems, as well as on modern day PCs. And an example I thought of for this would be an episode of Sherlock Holmes, and the whole audio system is something I've been working on for a while, to be honest. That is something I took over from my old engine, from my previous engine, the Midgard engine. It's called Operatmos, which is made from opera and atmosphere. And the idea for the system I had is kind of a Sherlock Holmes episode where a murder is happening at the opera, and depending on where the player is located, the screams of the shocked opera goers are closer or further away, and the audio effect itself is timed and happened regardless of where the player is directly, of whether the player is directly at the opera or somewhere else. And I think really the beauty and art of interactive fiction is being able to create a living world that exists independent from the player's actions itself. And this is truly feels realistic. I still got some. I'm still coughing, sorry. So yeah, I know Ron Gilbert said that the mark of a good adventure game is that nothing can really happen in the world, that everything is centered around the player. But I feel interactive fiction is a bit different from this typical classic point-and-click adventure genre, story-driven, because it's you really want to live in the world. Point-and-click adventures, I feel, are more story-driven. than interactive fiction, because with interactive fiction, you have a lot more you can do there. You can have multiple endings. You can go completely different directions. It's a completely different genre in and of itself in a way, especially since it's. I feel a point-and-click adventure. You usually follow somebody else's footsteps, but in a interactive fiction, even though the game itself is written in the third person, and not the third person, sorry, the second person. Even though it's not written in the first person, like you kind of see the world in the first person. So, yeah. And yeah, let's see what happens when you take the headphones. Okay, we've got the headphones. So we're wearing... Somebody made a joke about how it says you're wearing nothing. And they were asking me, oh, does it mean the guy is bare in an airplane? So maybe we'll change the wording there. It's the basic engine wording of the DAAD engine, but yeah. Maybe, I don't know. So we have a set of headphones. And yeah, no, we should listen to the safety advice, but let's wear the headphones and tune off for a second. Will sound very familiar to some people. Most people, I hope. I mean, we're all adventure gamers, and this one's a classic. My cat just came inside. We'll still listen to, I guess. Okay, so we're back to noise. And now let's actually wait. It's kind of looping still. Obviously, in the final build, the audio should start right off where it left off. So I actually found that particular rendition of the Monkey Island theme song on a YouTube channel. He made it in some sort of I think it was Fruity Loop. And unfortunately, he lost the source files, but I feel that's the best rendition I've ever heard. It's better than even the original. Anyhow, let's wait. So let's see what happens. So maybe our phone will ring. What kind of ringtone might we have? Your phone starts ringing. What an iconic piece of Mod Trucker music. So yeah, oh, there's a bug. There's a little bug. So yeah, that's it for a little demo. Unrelated to my game, I'm also setting up a little Patreon channel, and I also set up a tongue-in-cheek OnlyFans channel. You can find me on OnlyFans, only minus nerds. It's my account. I'm doing a lot of geeky retro stuff in between. And the next topic I'm tackling after I get back this weekend, I'm actually going to be traveling this weekend, but after I get back, I'm going to tackle a little short and sweet video on how to set up a graphical user interface in DOS. So you can look forward to that. I kind of miss my old DOS machines. I wish I had them still. So I'll have to do it in DOSBox. So I kind of want really 486 or early Pentium at some point again. But it would be I feel it would be kind of cool to one day have an alternative to all these old Windows systems and still run DOS in the background. So it's just a bit of a thought that I had. So I'm gonna show you all how to do that, and I'm actually using a JavaScript library here. So this is an example from a JavaScript library. I only added the background, and the rest is just a basic example from that library. But I think it's pretty cool. Like it needs a bit of a RAM. It needs like 8 to 10 megabytes of RAM. But it's cool. I feel it's really cool to have that sort of retro vibe even on modern hardware. So, see you until next time. See you around.